I had this idea for a new kind of end grain cutting board that would use some natural edge material. So I glued 4 pieces face to face, creating kind of a channel in which I would pour the epoxy. The first batch of resin was mixed with green and bronze coloring, and it came out almost looking like pea soup. I made a mold around the material as to keep the epoxy from leaking out all over the bench. As long as you do a nice slow pour, you'll have minimal air bubbles to deal with once the epoxy starts its curing process. The second batch of resin mixture was red with bronze, but it came out looking more like tomato soup. I'm doing the second pour in a similar mold as the first, and I hope in the next couple days to have part 2 up where we can get an idea of what this cutting board will actually look like. Thanks for watching. After waiting about 2 days for the epoxy to fully cure, the stock is ripped up into strips on the table saw, which will then be re-glued back up together in preparation to cross-cut on the table saw. Here I'm using a shop-made cross-cut sled to rip the pieces into individual strips, which are now being turned 90 degrees on edge to show the first impressions of what the board will look like. I did consider preparing the board with all the colors the same on each side, but after flipping each piece individually 180 degrees, I like the color variation with opposite colors on the sides. I normally just used waterproof glue to assemble my end grain cutting boards, but in this case I decided to use an actual epoxy bonding agent because the ends of each one of these strips is epoxy and I wanted a nice, tight, strong seal. I look forward to part 3 where we can actually see what the finished board will look like. All right, we are back with part 3. We've taken the board, glued it up, refinished it, sanded it smooth with various grits of sandpaper from 110 all the way up to 5,000. And now we're taking it through our regular bath of food grade mineral oil. We give all of our boards a nice bath in the mineral oil, let it soak in for a couple hours to overnight, and then we'll apply a second coat of our proprietary blend of mineral oil mixed in with Indiana beeswax. The board is now finished and I'm really happy how it turned out. I certainly intend to attempt another board similar to this for a future project. Thanks again for watching. We hope you enjoyed these videos and will consider following our channel for future project information. Thank you.